Good afternoon. My name is Keith Grounsell. First and foremost, let me give you my apologies for not being there in person. I am currently deployed overseas working for the United Nations on a police mission and was unable to be able to get any time off when I heard about the sudden passing of Charlie. I'm honored to be able to speak to you today to say a few words about a man that I got to know very closely over the last 6 years. Charles Lockaby was a friend of mine. He was also a husband, a father, a co-worker to many, a soldier, and most importantly, he was a man of strong faith and a Christian. To many people that did not get to know Charlie, he was a little bit of a mysterious man. He was quiet and humble. Many things you would never know about that man if you did not take the time to ask somebody else, because he wasn't going to brag about himself. That was just part of his personality and his makeup. But he was also a simple man. You never heard him ask or want for anything. He seemed very content in his life, as if he had everything that he ever wanted in his wife and his family and friends, with a roof over his head, living a free man in a country that he fought for. Charlie spent time in the United States Air Force. He is a military man and a proud patriot. And you can see that displayed anytime we go anywhere, the way he stands when the national anthem or the Pledge of Allegiance is recited. It's funny, a man that is 83 years old, I heard a recent story about him that Sylvia told me in light of all the things that are going on in America today. She said that Charlie picked up the phone and actually called the United States military recruiting station and asked if there was anything he could do to sign up. And he talked to them for a little while, and then they found out what his age was, and of course they told him he was too old, but it didn't stop him from picking up that phone. That's the type of mindset that you have in a man like that, that is a great patriot, that is willing to give up his life and give up everything for our freedom. And I respect that very, very much. Charlie also, after the military, retired from the United States Postal Service. It is there, I believe, where he met the love of his life, Sylvia. Sylvia, there are no words to describe what you would see when Charlie looked at you. From a distance, the gaze that he had when he looked at you, the glow that he had just from staring at you, the love was evident and you felt it from the outside. And it was something that was like nothing else I can describe on this earth. And for that, I know you're going to deeply miss this man, just like many of us will. Charlie was a Christian. And for that reason, it's so easy to sit here and speak about the good things that he's done in his life and what a great man he was. But we also know where he is today. And that's very settling in my heart, and I hope it is for many of y'all. He lived his life as a Christian. He was very supportive. He was supportive to many different people. He was also supportive to his spouse, to Sylvia, in anything that she decided to do. I remember many a times when I was the chief of police and we were looking for volunteers and we needed somebody to do some of the jobs that nobody else wanted. It was always Sylvia and Charlie stepping up. Every year after year, they would come and they would volunteer and they would serve food to the police officers with a smile on their face, and they were so happy to do it and so appreciative of the job that we did. And we were just so grateful for their giving hearts and everything that they did for us. Charlie also was a protector. He went to every single meeting, every single luncheon, every single get-together that Sylvia was involved in. Sylvia decided to take a life that went a different route, where she got involved in politics. And Charlie, although a silent man, was always by her side, strong in his support. He didn't have to say anything. You would see that he was paying a lot of attention to every word that was spoken, but he was there to allow Sylvia to fight her own battles, because she is a tough, independent woman. But he was also by her side to support her if anybody crossed the line. And for that, I commend him, being able to sit silently many a times when a lot of harsh words were being spoken. But Charlie's also a leader and a mentor to me and many other Christians, just by the way he lived his life. He was a good sport about everything and very kind-hearted. It wasn't that long ago, just last month, I was able to make it home and was blessed enough to spend a little bit of time with Charlie and Sylvia. And we had a get-together at our house, and we had a surprise birthday party, 83rd birthday party for Charlie. And all these years, I had no clue that Charlie was not a University of South Carolina Gamecock fan. I just assumed he was because Sylvia always wears it proudly, and Charlie just stood by her supporting her, and I just assumed, like many others, he was a Gamecock fan. So we even went out of our way to make him a specialty cake at a bakery that has a Carolina Gamecock logo on it. And when he came in the house, we did a surprise happy birthday and presented his cake, and Charlie just sat there quietly, being a good sport, and blew out the candles, never said a word. And Sylvia pulled me aside afterwards and said, Charlie's a Clemson fan. And I just shook my head and I just thought about it for a second. But I was like, man, in the South, the deep South, South Carolina, with a rivalry as big as it is, that tells you a little something about a man who didn't even speak up. He just went with the flow because he was kind-hearted and good-natured in everything that he did. And that's why I love Charlie. And that's why he'll be greatly missed. And Sylvia, there is no doubt that there will be rough times ahead, rough times to come. I know Charlie's not going to be there for some moments that you would love to share with him, and he would be there to comfort you, console you during certain moments. I realize that. But rest assured, there is no doubt in my mind that he's there in spirit. He's your guardian angel for the rest of your life. He will be waiting at the pearly gates for you. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind, but he'll be waiting patiently because he wants you to live your life to the fullest, enjoy every single moment because you deserve it, and he wouldn't want anything less for you. In closing, I just want to thank God for giving Charles Lockaby 83 years on this earth, and so many great memories that he was able to create with his family, friends, loved ones, co-workers, fellow soldiers, and so many people that he touched their lives. I am personally grateful that I had the opportunity to get to know him, and I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. I know there are a lot of people out there who did not get to know Charlie as well as we did, and they missed out on a great man and some great things. But rest assured, he's in heaven. He's smiling. He's looking down upon us. And we're the ones looking up in envy and in awe. God bless everyone. Charlie, we love you, brother.